Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm filming another Becoming That Girl mom edition. This is kind of like mom edition, but also like fall edition. In the fall, I've already said this like so many times now, but in the fall I get just this urge to be productive. It's almost like, you know, New Year's time when you just get so excited and you start like feeling really productive and you want to plan and get some notebooks. I get that in the fall time, and then I get that again during the New Year's. I feel like fall time you get that, if you guys do as well, is because it's sort of following the circadian rhythm, right? Like fall teaches us to let go, and literally the environment around us is changing and the leaves and all that. The weather is changing, so in a way you're changing as well. That's how I like to think of it. Sharing some of this motivation, because I know when I watch videos when people are really motivated and planning and doing all that, or cleaning, even just watching people clean, it gets me motivated to want to do that. So I hope I can do that in this video and just share some good tips. So the first thing that's so important to me that I've realized is I need to wake up and have a stress-free morning. It took a few bad mornings, like, you know, just being a new mom and figuring it out. It took a few really stressful mornings to realize I can't wake up like that. So I do have a 1-year-old, Violet, and me and my husband, we woke up to some like rough mornings because each stage they're in, she's 1 now, but like each stage they're in, they're doing different things or liking different things. And now she's in the stage where the minute she wakes up, she is hungry, ready to start her day. It used to be she would like kind of lounge a little and then have breakfast, and I'd have my coffee and like get myself together and then get her breakfast together. Now it's like she wants breakfast right away. She wakes up at 5:30. And why being stress-free is so important and waking up like that is because there's 2 factors that contribute to weight gain for me, and like adding more fat, making me feel hungrier throughout the day, wanting to eat more sugar and carbs. And they're like 2 outside factors. One being no sleep, which I already talked about. Now that my daughter's sleeping, it's kind of like inspiring all this, and stress. When my cortisol raises, I can't function like that. I don't feel good. I don't feel positive. I don't feel productive. I don't want to eat healthy. I don't want to work out. So I have to manage that. And if you're the same way, then a big thing for becoming that girl that has her shit together is the night before. So I'm gonna roll the clips of how my nights look. Okay, the first thing is I have to go to bed with a clean kitchen, no dishes, and then I prep my daughter's food. That way we have a successful morning. She loves hard-boiled eggs, and then I prep my supplements. I recently cleared out a shelf, and that way all my supplements are lined up and they're not in the pantry somewhere filled with other things, and then I can't find them. So then I add her eggs in the fridge. I do things like changing the paper towels and cleaning my fruit and putting them in containers. That way we do not have any stresses in the morning. I also do Violet's laundry at night. That way I can fold it in the morning. Then it's lights out in the kitchen and I make my to-do list. So even if you're not a mom and cooking for a little and getting their breakfast together, you could take this as getting your breakfast together. We do have a pantry, and that's where we keep all of our snacks, but I wanted a separate area, and there was just this top shelf where my daughter's stuff is, and that's where I line up everything that goes in my smoothie. My smoothies take eternity to make. My Fab 4 smoothies, protein, fat, greens, and fiber. I feel like having all of the supplements in one spot right over the blender is just perfect. It's not where the pantry is, so it doesn't get moved by other people. So it's just little things like that, like getting the laundry out of the way, doing your to-do list. I feel like I come alive for my night routine, which is getting the day prepared for tomorrow. My second tip is have a power morning routine. Just like know what works for you. Having coffee, having my chlorophyll water, and going to the gym. Are you trying to walk on your tippy toes? Oh my God, she's letting you brush her hair.
She doesn't want to be a mess. Come here.
I will leave this water bottle down below. It's from Amazon, and what I like about it is it's glass. So it's one of those motivational water bottles that says like 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 1 p.m., and then you refill it twice. I'm taking my Sakara drops that I've shown so many times. These are my chlorophyll drops. Then I add lemon juice. Love the way that tastes in the morning. Okay, so while that's brewing, I have 2 oat milks and I just want to show you the ones that I like. This one is full fat, and since it's non-dairy obviously, it doesn't froth as well. So I like to use this one. See, look at how foamy it is. A lot of times non-dairy milks don't really get a lot of foam. So then I go in with my pumpkin pie spice that I get from Thrive Market. My third tip, and I understand that this might not be everyone's schedule, this might be something that you're gonna do at night. I always meal prep in the morning, you guys know that, I share it on my channel, but some sort of meal prep. So I know for me, for losing weight, losing fat, having healthy meals for my family, it's kind of like checks all the boxes, is I need to meal prep my proteins. But I pretty much meal prep protein every 2 days. So we'll have chicken, you guys are gonna see chicken now, berries from last night, so I washed the berries and I put those in the fridge, and you're gonna see pasta in a second, but for the most part, I have to meal prep protein. You know, getting hard-boiled eggs together, getting chicken together, tomorrow making meatballs, so you can add them on pasta or you can add them on a salad. Meatball salad is like my favorite thing. Serious about losing weight or serious about getting healthy, meal prep your proteins, because I feel like they're the things that take the longest and that you really build a meal around them, whether you're vegan or vegetarian or you eat meat or pescatarian. It's easy for me to come up with meal ideas like around that, whether we're having salmon or chicken. My next tip is a smoothie meal replacement. So if you're like me and you're just a busy person juggling a lot of different things, I feel like when you go to the grocery store, you can get so overwhelmed and you're like, what am I making for breakfast, lunch, dinner? And just knowing you have a very filling smoothie, this does have a lot of calories in it, so it is a meal replacement, and it's the Fab4 smoothie that I always talk about by Be Well by Kelly. It's protein, fat, greens, and fiber. So I do Primal Kitchen's chocolate collagen as my protein, almond butter as my fat. I did spinach today for my greens and flax seeds for my fiber. That's the foundation to the smoothie. Then you can add in your own supplements or fruit. I did a half an apple. You want to keep it low fruit though. So you build the smoothie like that. That's like the foundation of the smoothie. And then you can add other things. If you want to add supplements or if you want to add fruit, you can afterwards, but that's like the foundation to the smoothie. My point is you just need like easy wins. Like when you're being that girl feeling in balance, like I feel like that girl just represents being in balance, balancing your health, your wellness, and all of that. And that comes from being prepared and having things to just whip out. My next tip is plan out your meals. So make a weekly meal plan. I even put on there when we're going to be eating out. It just keeps me on track of what we're making. And then your bill at the grocery store, or if you do Instacart, it's going to be so much less because you actually have use for everything that you're making. I just noticed that we don't really have food that goes to waste anymore. And when it was just me and Jared eating, we always had stuff going to waste. Like now that Violet eats, it has gotten me to be on track and start thinking about what is the whole family eating and making things that we can all enjoy, since we all eat the same thing. Like I don't make anything special for her. What I eat, she eats. She doesn't have like baby food or anything like that. So I'm just trying to be more mindful of like what I'm buying and what I'm making it for. And I don't buy something until I know what we're making. Like my husband used to say like, oh, get ground beef. And we had no recipe planned, and then the ground beef would go to waste. So I don't buy anything until I know I have a use for it. Okay, so this brings me to my last tip before we get into the filler part of the video, and I just wanna like share my experience and all that. My last tip is you need to find something that doesn't involve screens. Like I feel like watching TV at night obviously can be harmless. Like I'm loving the show. If you're wondering what I'm loving right now, Succession. And I know someone's gonna comment and be like, are you watching You? And I feel like You is so good for like fall and like a little bit of creepy vibes, but I already finished it. Me and my husband binged it. But now we're watching Succession, and it's such a good show. If you don't know the show, then you're in for a treat because you get to binge all the seasons, but it's season 3 that's on now, and it's so good. I just needed things at night or later in the day or when my daughter's napping and I have nothing else to be doing, which doesn't happen often. I'm usually either like cleaning or doing something, but when I have a free second to not grab this thing, to not turn on the TV, and everyone's gonna find what their own thing is, right? Like I'm not even saying go work out. That's part of my mental health and all that, but I'm talking about when you just want to unwind and relax. What do you go for? And for me, it's been reading. I just realized that I'm a better person when I'm reading a book. I just feel good when I'm reading a book, and this is what I'm reading right now. Okay, so it's the end of the day. Hair is crazy. Violet is playing in the living room with Jared. We just had dinner, just like unwinding. This is the book I'm reading, and I never got as many replies as I got over a book. So it's The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fudge. I'm just gonna say fudge, because I don't know, with YouTube, people either loved this book or absolutely hated it and said that there was too much cursing in it or what. But the reason why I wanted to read this is because I feel like it's a favorite, kind of like As a Man Thinketh and Think and Grow Rich. They're just like The Alchemist, the Four Agreements. There's just some books, there's just some like OG books that people will talk about and quote from the book or something. So I wanted to read it for myself. If you guys have any book recommendations, please leave them down below. I'm really into like self-development, self-help, mind books, health books, like all that kind of stuff. Those are my favorite. I love books that I can get a tip from. So now for the next part of the video, which is talking about my top lip filler experience, past experience, and all of that. So the reason why I'm putting it in this video is because I literally did it yesterday and I shared it on stories. And because I didn't want to keep answering the same questions over and over again, I wanted it to live somewhere on my channel. And it's in the title, so if you ever want to like search it again or like rewatch it or go see the same doctor or know why I did it or this or that, then you have it all in one place. But like, just as my disclaimer, I'm 30 years old, comfortable with myself, have a lot of life experience, I guess you could say, and decided to do it. This is in no way telling any of my younger followers to do this or any of my followers, but I just wanted to add that disclaimer because I know how social media can be. I literally got it yesterday. It's still like a tad bit swollen. I only did here. I have uneven lips, just always have. And also I got melasma. So here is a photo of like no lip filler in before I went in. See, like I have brown over my lip. Between that and like having smile lines, I've talked about this before, I do have smile lines. I'm not gonna get them filled. I only like filler a little bit and in the lip. I don't want to do it anywhere else. I just felt like between having the melasma around my lip and starting to get smile lines, that it was just starting to, it needed like a refresh, right? Like I just wanted, like I keep calling it my new mom makeover. I wanted to like draw less attention to the melasma, just kind of hydrate the top lip a little bit more and fix the unevenness. So just to make them a little bit more symmetrical. Even with filler, they still might not be 100% perfect, but I'm just looking for improvement. And just my history with lip filler. So I actually did get lip filler in my top lip in 2015. I hated it. I told myself I would never do it again. I went to probably an inexperienced lip injector. Maybe they weren't super experienced with lip injections and just other injections, but I did it in 2015 and I just didn't like the shape. I liked the volume, but I didn't like the shape. I never filled my bottom, so I can't really like comment on that, but just the top, it just didn't look right. And I felt like it almost exaggerated the unevenness. So in 2016, when I got to LA and kind of got settled there, I went and got them dissolved, but the injector said they just wanted to dissolve a little bit so that it wasn't like extreme or I would lose like all the filler and have to start over, and I didn't want to do that. I was like afraid of filler at that point. They dissolved just a little bit in 2016, and then in 2017 I was getting a facial at a Medi Spa and they told me that like they should dissolve just a little bit more on one side. This side is usually my higher side. So they dissolved just a little bit more in 2017. That is my whole story. So now we're in 2021 and he said that they looked like really good to inject because they were just fresh, perfect canvas to start on. So I went to Dr. Dennis Gross.
So Sam, here's the thing with your lips, okay? The first thing is, and before when you got more volume, you had those bumps there. Mm-hmm. Those bumps are just a technique problem, and I don't think it'll happen on my watch. Okay, it's basically you just have to inject evenly, and we'll do that. The key thing is to how we plan the ultimate shape that you get, and here's what I think is good to know. So I'm going to show you basically, this is just your lip with more volume, just bringing it up and just showing you how more showing, more showing, more showing, right? And that's what you said you like.
I like that. Yeah.
I love this for you. Now, there's a very important additional thing which we have to decide, which is, do we want your lip to be longer, not just a little bit more volume, which means that I can extend where this part of your upper lip touches the lower lip. I can put some filler here and make it longer, okay? So longer is a different thing to consider, and it would start to look like that. Now, lots of people, women in particular, like that. I don't like this for you.
I don't either.
Right? I love just taking the way your lips are naturally, look at that sharp arc, then a V, then a sharp arc. I say keep the length the same,
right?
Just give you more volume, and we're going to inject somewhere along right through here, but where along this track we go. So I'll just put it in a place where you get that lift to the middle. That's the consult.
With keeping my natural space.
Natural space means?
See how my lip goes up? Some people's yours comes down in the center. See how mine goes up?
Yeah, I can do that. Now that's where we have to make sure not to over-inject.
Right.
And some of this you just don't know until you start, and then you have to finesse it.
Right.
But I got you.
Okay. Actually, when I lived in LA, someone told me that he's like known for lips, and if I ever do it again, to go to him. And I always kept that in the back of my mind, but I was in LA and wasn't in New York City. He's in New York City. And then I felt like this was my time. I heard him on the Skinny Confidential podcast. Lauren just recently went to him for lips. Once I was done breastfeeding, that's when I was kind of like Googling like who I should go to. I was asking some friends and just couldn't really like find my person. And he is amazing. His personality is amazing. He's just so nice, but he's so detailed. If you get a consultation from him, he spends so long in just studying your face. And he also said that for what I wanted, to not go with Juvederm. So I didn't get Juvederm, which is what I got the first time around. The first time when I didn't like my lips, I got Juvederm. And he said that that's thick, and for what I'm looking for, just like a better shape and fixing unevenness, Juvederm is not what to go with. Or don't go with that. I don't know. So that is everything, guys. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you have any questions, comment down below and I will answer them. Have an awesome day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.